everybody. It is Sunday. It is time for NHL Games of the Week, where we look ahead to the upcoming week of NHL action, talk about what I think are the biggest and best matchups happening in the league this week. Before we get started, I just quickly ask that you please hit that thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't. It helps the channel so much and is greatly appreciated. But let's get right into it here. Games of the week this week. Starting with today, November 21st, we have the Buffalo Sabres against the New York Rangers. Buffalo has been better than expected this year. They're a 500 team, but has been slumping as of late with only 3 wins in their last 10 games. The Rangers, on the other hand, have 10 wins on the season. They've won 6 out of 10. They're 6-2-2 in their last 10. And Rangers have had a very good start to the season. So this is a big game. We'll see if Buffalo can hang with the Rangers, but I have been impressed with how competitive the Sabres have been this season. This should be a fun game between those two. We also have the Calgary Flames against the Boston Bruins tonight. And these are two teams that are playing very well right now. The Flames, coming off a 5-2 win, have won a couple in a row. The Bruins, also coming off a 5-2 win last night, have won 3 in a row. And this is a big game here as these two teams both look to keep playing their best hockey, and they're really playing really good hockey right now, both of them. So it's just a great matchup between two teams playing really well. Should be a lot of fun. Tomorrow, the 22nd, we have the Columbus Blue Jackets against the Buffalo Sabres. So again, Buffalo, better than expected this year, although slumping a little bit as of late. There's a big opportunity this week for Buffalo to try and get back on track. And this is a game between two teams that have really started off the year a lot better than expected. You've got the Columbus Blue Jackets, who I don't think anybody really expected them to be where they're at right now, above 500. So that's an interesting matchup, a good matchup between two teams that are off to good starts. And we'll see which one is able to keep that going. Then we have the Vegas Golden Knights against the St. Louis Blues. This is a big Western Conference matchup. Vegas is starting to get their game together. You know, they were one of those teams that really had a slow start to the year that was expected to be really good, but didn't start out that way. But they're starting to get guys back into the lineup. They're getting healthier. They're starting to play better. And Vegas is climbing the standings in the Pacific. St. Louis, on the other hand, they got off to a really, really good start. They were absolutely on fire out of the gate. However, the Blues have kind of fallen off a little bit here recently. So we have two teams kind of trending in opposite directions. And this is a big game in St. Louis. We'll see if the Blues can get a big win in the win column. Also, tomorrow night, finally for Monday, we have the Anaheim Ducks against the Nashville Predators. Now, the Predators have had a good start to the season, but are coming off a really bad loss last night against the Montreal Canadiens, whereas Anaheim has been maybe the biggest surprise in the NHL. Certainly one of, if not the biggest surprise in the NHL with how good they have been this year. This is a great Western Conference matchup. And should be a lot of fun to watch that one. And I'll be streaming that game. I'm really excited to see that one. Tuesday, there's not a lot of games in the NHL on Tuesday. But one of them is the Philadelphia Flyers against the Tampa Bay Lightning. These two teams just played last week, and it was an absolutely phenomenal game. Absolutely phenomenal game. So hoping for that again. This time it is in Tampa Bay. And it should be a great matchup between the Lightning and the Flyers. Both of those teams have been pretty strong to start this year. And obviously, it's going to be a big 2 points on the line in the East between those two. Moving now to Wednesday, the 24th. There are a ton of games on Wednesday because it's the day before Thanksgiving here in the U.S. So they have a loaded schedule on Wednesday. The Boston Bruins against the Buffalo Sabres. This is an Atlantic Division matchup. And again, Buffalo, this is a big week for Buffalo. They've got a back-to-back Sunday and Monday against the Rangers and Blue Jackets, and then they play Boston on Wednesday. So this is a chance for the Sabres to prove that they're going to be a competitive team all year long, or if they lose all 3 of these games, they're going to drop below 500 and probably start to fade back into where we expected the Sabres to be. So this is just a big, big week for Buffalo to try and prove that they're for real, or if they're going to drop back as the year goes along and end up being closer to what we thought Buffalo was going to be. For the Bruins, they're just trying to continue to play well. They're on a 3-game winning streak now. We'll see what happens tonight against Calgary. But they're just going to try and continue to play well and pick up a big divisional win. We have the Philadelphia Flyers against the Florida Panthers. This is a big, big matchup. Again, Philly obviously on the Florida trip. They're playing Tampa Bay the night before. Then they have to play the Panthers on Wednesday. Not an easy couple of games there. Actually, a very difficult couple of games there for the Flyers. But should be a great matchup. And we're going to see just how good Philadelphia is or isn't with how they play in these 2 games. The New York Rangers and New York Islanders play for the first time this season on a Wednesday night. It is also the first time that the Islanders' biggest rival, the Rangers, will play at UBS Arena. The Islanders, I guess I can't say New York because they both are. The Islanders have really been struggling recently, having a lot of issues. They opened up their home arena with their first game last night and they lost to Calgary. It's been a tough go here for the Islanders. This would be a big morale boost and a big win if they were able to beat the Rangers. And obviously, Rangers are off to a good start. They're going to want to continue that. But this is a huge rivalry matchup. Playing in UBS Arena for the first time, the Isles are going to be jacked up for that game. Should be a great one. Also on Wednesday night, we have the Anaheim Ducks against the Colorado Avalanche. Anaheim is going to be on these games of the week for a lot now because they're so much better than they were supposed to be. And now that, that we're going to see them play some of the top teams in the West, and it's going to be one of the best games of the week because Anaheim is competing out there in the Pacific Division and one of the top teams in the Pacific Division. Colorado playing a lot better here recently. They, like Vegas, had a very slow start, but they have definitely started to get their game together. They're playing a lot better here recently. This is a big game between them and the Ducks. There's no games in the NHL on Thursday because it is Thanksgiving here in the United States. So happy Thanksgiving to everybody. I hope you all have a great day with friends and family and have a fantastic holiday. Then coming out of Thanksgiving, Friday the 26th, Black Friday, is another loaded schedule in the NHL. So many great matchups on Friday. The Bruins and the Rangers play on ABC in the afternoon. That is a 1 o'clock game, Black Friday afternoon, the NHL Thanksgiving Showdown. That is going to be an awesome game between 2 teams that are looking to be playoff teams this year and go on playoff runs this year. And it's also the first time the Bruins and the Rangers meet this season, so that is going to be an absolutely phenomenal game. We also have one of the best rivalries in the Western Conference playing for the first time this year, the Chicago Blackhawks against the St. Louis Blues. Absolutely love that matchup. It's one of my favorite rivalries in the West. Chicago's been playing better as of recent, and obviously St. Louis started out so good, has kind of faded a little bit, but they're going to look to get back on track with a big win over their most hated rival. Another huge Central Division matchup is the Winnipeg Jets against the Minnesota Wild. Both of these teams are competing for first place in the Central, and that's a huge 2 points on the line there. Big divisional game. That should be a ton of fun. Over in the East, again, we have the Carolina Hurricanes against the Philadelphia Flyers. This is not an easy week for the Philadelphia Flyers. They get the Florida trip against the Lightning and Panthers, and then they come back home and have to play the best team in the NHL in the Carolina Hurricanes, who are now 14-2 as of now on the season. So very tough week for the Flyers, but some big matchups for them that should be a lot of fun. And then finally on Friday, we have the Florida Panthers against the Washington Capitals. Huge game there. 2 teams playing very, very well right now, winning a lot of games. Washington's been outstanding. Florida's been outstanding. That's just a great Eastern Conference matchup. And finally, moving on now to Saturday, the 27th, we have the Edmonton Oilers against the Vegas Golden Knights. Again, Vegas, after that slow start, playing so much better now. The Oilers, one of the top teams in the league to start this season, playing extremely well. These are two of the best teams in the West going at it. Should be an awesome, awesome game. We have another huge Central Division game between the Nashville Predators and the Colorado Avalanche. Again, Colorado has been playing so much better these last week and a half compared to how they started the season. And then Nashville, they're going to try and continue a pretty solid start. They've been better than I was expecting so far this year. We'll see if they're able to continue that or if they fall off as they start to play more and more tough games. And then finally, Saturday night, we have the Winnipeg Jets against the Calgary Flames. A couple of Western Canadian teams here. Just a really good matchup. Both teams off to really good starts this season. Winnipeg competing near the top of the Central, trying to, take the lead in that division. Calgary right in the mix at near the top of the Pacific. Both of these teams off to really solid starts. And that should be a really, really fun game to watch. So there you have it. Those are the games of the week this week in the NHL. There are once again a lot of great matchups. Even though we don't have any games on Thursday because of the holiday, Wednesday and Friday are absolutely loaded. Monday's got some awesome games. Saturday's got some awesome games. It's going to be another spectacular week of NHL action. So with that, please like, comment, share, subscribe, follow on social media. All those links are down in the description. If you'd like to further support the channel, the links to our merchandise store, memberships, and donations are down in the description as well. Keep spreading the word about this channel. Let's keep this thing growing. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you guys soon.